If you've never heard of Disco Elysium before, sadly, you're not alone. It's an indie game developed and published by ZAUM that is flying very much under the radar. In this review, I'm not only going to tell you about the game, but why you should seriously consider picking it up this fall. It's by no means a traditional RPG, and that is very much a good thing. Disco Elysium takes place in a fictional universe during a time period that would not be unlike post-World War II. A revolution has just taken place, and the factions of the world are very much separated and have their own agendas. Classism, nationalism, racism, and sexism are all commonplace, and navigating these things can be challenging, and extremely hilarious as it turns out. You play the role of an alcoholic policeman waking up in your hotel room after a bender so bad you cannot recall who you are or why you were there. It turns out you're trying to solve a murder that has happened nearby, and despite your chemical dependency, you are actually pretty decent at your job, when you want to be. The game follows you around different areas of the war-torn city of Martinaise as you try to get to the bottom of the gruesome lynching, and speak with people about the events that have taken place over the past couple of weeks leading up to the murder. Some of the things you learn are quite important, while others are just downright funny. The common theme of Disco Elysium is taking modern-day geopolitical issues, things that have become mainstays in just about every form of media there is, including gaming, and poking fun at them. It's a game that takes something quite serious, a murder, and makes light of it and the events surrounding it until you can't help but laugh. If you're looking for a serious RPG, this isn't it. The gameplay of Disco Elysium is extremely story-driven, and just about every meaningful interaction is handled in dialogue form. There is no real gameplay beyond exploring Martinaise, speaking to people, and finding useful items that may come in handy in future dialogues. It reminds me very much of the Indiana Jones and Fate of Atlantis or even Sam & Max games of old, just without much puzzle solving and far more cursing. Your dialogue choices may lead you to a breakthrough, but often they can lead to your death. Choose wisely. Character progression comes in the form of improved skills and traits that the player selects to make up their character. Skills range from logic and rhetoric to endurance and empathy. All of your different skills work together to help you deduce just what is going on, and often give you dialogue options you would not otherwise have. And sometimes you gain new characteristics from your interactions. For instance, at one point my character failed a brute force skill check against a Seminese supremacist, which vaguely reminded me of a Samoan as he was quite large and had many tribal tattoos. The only option I had was to adopt his ideology, because of other decisions I had made previously in the game. All other options exhausted, I gave it and became one, and from that point forward, many of my dialogue options included something a Seminese supremacist would say. While this might seem literally unplayable to some people, the manner of the responses to choose from is so over the top you can't help but laugh. I certainly didn't expect to be playing a racial supremacist in an RPG, but what could I do? So I just went with it. There are many other traits you can acquire such as Hobocop, inexplicable feminist agenda, indirect modes of taxation, and of course volumetric shit compressor. Often you will not see these things coming, and you find yourself in some precarious situations where you do just the best you can. How can an alcoholic detective with amnesia who is a feminist, communist, racial supremacist that begs everyone for change he sees possibly solve a murder? I don't know, but it's wildly entertaining to watch him try. Disco Elysium features a very unique art style that is reminiscent of an oil painting. The people and landscapes are beautiful and fun to look at, and it is just generally fascinating to explore. There was a lot of care and detail here, and it really helps drive home the point that Disco Elysium is not your typical game, but something else entirely, something more. Audio-wise, the music fits the theme fairly well, but isn't overly memorable. I think this was intentional, and I get the sense that it was just enough to give you something to listen to, but not take away from the dialogue, which is the star of the show. Many of the game's lines are fully voice-acted, but many are not. I'd say it's somewhere around 40 to 50% if I had to guess, and I'd really have loved to see them all done. The voice acting is phenomenal, and it's really disappointing to get halfway through a conversation and the NPC suddenly doesn't have any audio anymore. Please patch the game and do them all. They are great. The replayability of the game comes in the form of different outcomes and dialogue choices you can make based on the numerous skills and characteristics you possess. You can get spectacularly varied playthroughs, though the main plot remains largely the same, simply by failing or succeeding in certain decisions. You'd have to play the game through several times to see what all is possible, and though I don't anticipate many people doing that, I can see players giving it another go to see what happens. I know I will be. I'd heard good things about Disco Elysium before I tried it, and one of my friends who works in the gaming industry tried to explain to me why it may even be a Game of the Year contender. However, he really failed to capture in his explanation just why the game was so good. It is extremely difficult to sum up in a few paragraphs, and I think the easiest way to understand Disco Elysium is to see it. So instead of my usual summary, I'll just leave you with some gameplay instead. Alright, so do we talk to the lady? Let's talk to her. Klausje, Miss Orange Disco Dancer. The young woman raises a cigarette to her lips. Officer, am I military personnel? Turn your bloated face away from her beauty and just keep walking. Alright, let's ask a question. No. She seems perplexed by your question. There's only one solution to this. You're a businessman. Wait, I know. I'm a businessman. Chief Executive Officer, right? Then why did you call me officer?
Because you're a police officer.
Because you're a police officer, sir. She pulls on her cigarette. Are you sure? You're shitting me. Goddamn right I'm a policeman, and don't you forget it. Wow, these are some great responses. This guy doesn't know who he is. This is amazing. Alright, you're shitting me? That's what we're going with?
I'm not. Unless you've been shitting us all this time.
She takes another drag.
You've been here for 3 days. On official police business, no less. I couldn't say. In truth, so far, mostly drinking.
Okay. Why don't I remember being a cop or anything else? Who in their right mind would let me be an officer of the law? Try the expression on her. Let her know you want her physically. I should get going now. What are we picking, guys? Oh, this is going to be amazing. Gee, I wonder. 3. It's 3, isn't it? Yeah. Fucking hell. Look at that success rate. 28. This is, you know, actually higher than I would have in real life. All right, here we go. Failed. The words have already left your mouth. I only have one dialogue option. This is the one dialogue option I have. Oh my god. I need a drink. I cannot play this game sober. I need a drink. I'm gonna go get a beer and I will come right back and then I will press the button. Okay, so here we go. My only choice is I want to have fuck with you. She erupts in laughter, all the fatigue swept from her face. What was that? That's not even how words are used. What did you say? Come on, say it again. Oh god, what do I do? I said I wanted to have sex with you. No, I don't want to. What do I pick? You fucks. Be a man. Everyone just won. No, you see, that's not what you said. You said, but she is unable to finish, consumed with laughter. I'm getting rejected on stream. This is bullshit. I've been playing for 10 minutes. Leave my sex life out of this. Come on, man. Pretty please, one more time. I said I want to have fuck with you. Find someone else to laugh at. What do we vote? Oh my god, you won, assholes. You are assholes. I said I wanted to have fuck with you. Goddamn right you did, you crazy asshole, you. She wipes the tears from her eyes. What kind of cop are you? I'm a cop of the apocalypse. Superstar cop. I can no longer deny it. I'm sorry. I don't know why I said that. You're pretty. I'm sorry. I'm the sorry cop. I'm not sure I'm a cop at all. I sure don't remember being one. I think I might have lied. In a day and age where social and political issues are subtly weaved into the very fabric of nearly every form of entertainment, Disco Elysium takes them head-on without a hint of shyness. Disco Elysium is certainly not a game for those that are faint of heart, but if you have a sense of humor and you're looking for a breath of fresh air, then Disco Elysium is a must-buy game. If it doesn't make you laugh out loud a time or 3, I'll ride the cock carousel.